Hey guys, thanks for listening to another episode of PRI Talk. Today, answering the question, Jason, do we need a recruiting profile? And the answer is fairly simple. The answer is both yes and no. Yes, you should have some sort of recruiting profile. The no comes from this. This is not something that you need to spend a ton of money on, or really potentially any money on, depending on how you are doing your reaching out and communication with college coaches. But I have had parents ask me and send me information on companies that are, creating a recruiting profile for you. And it's really just not necessary to spend any sort of money on this. If it's free, sure. Free is good. But if you are spending, I've seen like $400 to $500 to create a recruiting profile. And I just don't think that a really fancy schmancy recruiting profile is going to outweigh or put you in a position where you're touching 10 feet, right? Like, what's more important, a really fancy recruiting profile or you touching higher? The touching higher part is definitely more important than a recruiting profile. Okay, so that's kind of the no. I wouldn't spend any money on it. There's a bunch of different ways you can do it. So yes, you should have something that college coaches can go back to and find you, right? Find information on you. There should be kind of one hub for you to put your contact information, academic information, film, like all that kind of stuff, okay? And if you're in the club volleyball world, chances are you have one, if not two options for that, okay? If your club uses Sports Recruits, you have a profile. If your club uses Huddle, you have a profile. All of my athletes, we use Productive Recruit, which is, there's a link down in the subscription if you want to go check that out. But all my athletes have Productive Recruit. And their information is on my website, and so they have a profile through that. So there's a bunch of different options out there. If you have like a free NCSA profile, don't pay any money to NCSA, but sometimes they give you a free profile, and that's fine. If you have a place where college coaches can find your information and find your film, even clubs, some clubs do a really good job with their websites, and that has a bunch of information on that as well. So chances are you already have access to a profile of some sort, but there's definitely not a need for you to spend money on a recruiting profile, spend hundreds of dollars on a recruiting profile page, a recruiting profile page. I don't think that's something that's it's definitely unnecessary to spend money on something like that. There's a bunch of other tools and pieces that come with things like Huddle and Sports Recruits and Productive Recruit, like I said, that I use. There's a whole bunch of other tools there, and that's really where the cost is effective. But as far as a profile page, it's definitely something that I wouldn't spend money on. Again, it is good for you to have all of your information in some sort of central location, contact information. University Athlete is another one that you can put all of your information on. I definitely suggest that you update your recruiting University Athlete profile. That is something that is important in the recruiting process. But yes, you need a profile page. Yes, you need something that is something that you can put the link to in your email signature, in your emails that you send out, a link that you have on your social media if you're using that to reach out to college coaches. Again, something that you can compile all your information in one place. Definitely a good thing to have, but no, you don't need to spend hundreds of dollars on something like that. Okay, so if you have any other recruiting questions, feel free to reach out to me. I will get to a 5-minute recruiting episode on those as soon as I can. Thanks.